To our beloved audience, ladies and gentlemen, today is such a beautiful day, and believe me or not, I'm hosting even a cute guest. And today is not any other person. This lady has won awards, and the awards she has won is both home in Kenya and abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, she also an entrepreneur. She is also a philanthropist, and she is not any other person other than Lydia Tett Olet. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
So, Tett Olet, how do you feel being in home from abroad?
Well, I've always been a person that loves home, regardless of how many years I've been in the UK. I always come home 3 times a year because what I believe is if you forget your culture, you're lost.
Wow,
And I'm not lost.
that's true. You can't forget where you came from.
Exactly.
So, Lydia Tett Olet has won many awards, and indeed, I'm inspired, and I say congratulations. You are using your talent as a dancer to explore around the world, and it is true that the talent itself is making you great. What can you tell the young people who are having talent outside there and the parents who have identified talent within their children?
Well, I can say that don't because a lot of times if we want to be somebody that we're not. Because we are scared to come out of our shells, we're scared to come out of the box that we've been conditioned to think. Because we've learned a lot, especially with the black community, that you're either a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, or a failure. So if you're not three of this, you're so scared to say, how am I going to say that I want to be a dancer, I want to be an artist, I want to be choreographer, I want to be something else out of these things that we've been conditioned to think. But all I can say is go because if you, I spoke about time, and if you think that you want to please your parents or you want to please somebody who you're not, then you're actually wasting the time that you'll never get back. So from day one, if you identify and know that this is what I want to do, this is who I want to become, then start working on that immediately. And don't be scared to tell your parents that this is what you're going to become. And I also want to talk to parents because I know that a lot of parents out there, they just want their children to live the life that they did not live. So because of that, they put so much pressure on their children to become what they could have become, but because they didn't have a chance. But that is wrong because then you're making you that child will become resentment. Okay, there will be resentment there. She'll be resentful or he'll be resentful, and then he'll not meet his goals or her goals just because they want to please their parents. So parents out there, I always say that when somebody's depressed, when somebody's stressed, when somebody wants to relax, what do they listen to? Music. Who makes that music? Who creates that music? So why do you want someone else to make music and you listen to that music and you don't want your child to be the person who is making that music and getting paid for other people listening to their music? Do you understand? So why do you want to put so much pressure on a child? And that's why right now there's also a lot of suicide that's happening, especially the boy child. There's so much suicide, and that's because of the pressure from the parents, from the community, from the society, and everybody's bringing all the expectations. Everybody expects you to be this person, this great person that you're not. You understand? So I would just like to speak to parents and say, speak to your children, speak to your child, and let your child tell you what they want to be.
Thank you so much, Madam Lydia Tett Olet. Madam Lydia Tett Olet has built a successful brand in the United Kingdom, and I wish that you share with us a piece of advice about entrepreneurship to young people or any other person who is looking for becoming a successful entrepreneur. How you are able to build yourself that kind of a brand.
Well, first of all, I always say, what is entrepreneurship? So you have to understand what you want to do first, because the thing is, a lot of people will say, "Oh, probably I want to be a doctor, I want to be this, I want to be an entrepreneur," but then, especially if you want to be an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurship is somebody who takes risk. So if you're somebody who is so fearful and you can't take risk, how can you be an entrepreneur? You can't. And what I always advise, especially with my girls, because I have 3 girls, and I always tell them, I don't want you to work for somebody, because personally, and I'm no judging or condemning anybody who works for somebody. That's your level. That's the way you see yourself. That I'm just going to work in a supermarket. I'm just going to be a doctor and work in this institution. That's how you see yourself. But all I always tell my children is think higher and bigger. If you want to be a doctor, don't work in that hospital. Have your own hospital. Employ others. Be self-employed. Because if you're self-employed, then you have freedom. Okay? So have that freedom. Don't be a slave. I always feel like I've never worked for people in my life. I always work for myself. So if I want to travel, I'll travel. If whatever I want to do, I'll do because I am free. But if I was working for someone, they'll tell me when to go on holiday, what to eat, when to do this. But if you're self-employed, then you're free. So you do whatever you want at your own time. Okay? And then as a self-employed as well, you have your own check. So you write the numbers of what you want to see. But if you're employed, they give you 10,000, and that's what they give you for a month, and then you have to wait again for another month to get the 10,000. The 10,000 is finished. You don't know what to do. But if you're self-employed, you have an empty check. You think and say, you know what? This month I think I want to write 10,000 on that check. I want to write 100,000 on that check. So you have a check, so you do it yourself. And that's why when I'm talking to young guys, I always say, think outside the box.
Thank you so much, Madam Lydia. And that is why I always say this to myself as a Kenyan, that for us to succeed, we need a confidence of a Luo. We need an entrepreneurial mindset of a Kikuyu.
Yes.
We need a speed of a Kalenjin.
That's right.
And we need to communicate better like a Swahili. And also just be unique like a Maasai. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a session with Lydia Olet. And I request that as you watch this session, you subscribe. Lydia, you are a mother and you have daughters. And currently you are having incidents of love issues. Young people are losing their lives. As a mother, may you talk to young people about dealing with love relationship briefly?
Well, let me tell you something. I know there's a girl who actually committed suicide with a boy together because they were so much in love, and their parents won't let them because of tribal whatever it was, and they committed suicide. But what I want to say is, I understand at that time that's the issue that is pressing me. I can't say, what is that? Why are you committing suicide because of love? I wouldn't say that. I'll come and understand, why do you think that if you commit suicide because of a boy or of a girl, that that person's life will stop? If I kill myself, God forbid, I'll never do that. But if I kill myself because of a man, that man's life will still continue. Within 2 days, that man will get another girl. Okay? Probably that man was even cheating on you. Okay? Because you only know a person when they're there with you. The minute they're outside that door, what are they doing? So maybe they have someone else already, and you're here dying for somebody, and then you're killing yourself for that person. Like the reason why there's so much of people killing themselves because of somebody else is because of self worth. They don't they don't have that self worth. They don't have the self belief. They don't love themselves. Because why would I want somebody to love me? And if they cannot love me, I kill myself. That means I don't love me. But I need to love me first. I need to know who I am. I need to value myself. So if I have all those qualities, then there's no way I'm going to commit suicide because of somebody else. And just remember that as you commit suicide because of somebody else, that person will move on. The next day, they're moving on to someone else. So please, guys, and I'm not saying that your love is rubbish. No, you love that person, but please analyze it again before you think of taking your life because of someone else.
My fellow young people, we have to value our life. And I hope you've enjoyed this session and you've learned a lot of things. Thank you so much, Madam Lydia, and thank you so much, Mr. Kimboy, who's the chairperson of Mentors Club. But in one voice, I wish that you share this with our audience, that we were born to inspire before we expire. We can go in one voice.
Born to inspire before we expire. Let's say it again. Born to inspire before we expire.